What up, Star Fam? It's your girl Shining Light. I'm here to do a quick reading today. As I was going through all of my notes and everything and collecting some information on the reading I was going to do and about the energies that we're experiencing today, I've noticed that a lot of planets are under line 4. And what I've received is line 4 deals with balancing the yin and the yang within yourself. All right, we know that's the masculine and the feminine, the action and the inaction. You know, the one who goes out and makes things happen, and the one that receives the downloads. Okay, so a lot of this energy is here to help us to balance the divine masculine and divine feminine within ourselves, and it's getting to the origin of the imbalance. All right, so I've noticed that the main one that I've seen personally happen is Earth being in under hexagram 57, line 4. Now 57 is the gentle. It's about taking a gentle approach to things. It's about having an intuitive insight, right? So excuse me, y'all. Something has been trying to block my throat chakra ever since I started doing this reading, but it's a lie. All right. So 57-4 is dealing with going out there for what you want without regret. Right? So under this hexagram, you can be a victim of indecision. You can't decide which way to go, what to do, how to act, and then you might miss out on that prime game that you're trying to hunt. Right? It's about dealing with trust. If you don't trust yourself enough to make that action, to make the correct action, then you're either going to not do anything and miss that opportunity, or you're going to overreact and be overzealous to try to make up for it. Right? So we have the sun in 51-4. Now 51 is the arousing. It's a shocking event that happens that brings a blow to your ego, or it's a shock to your ego. All right? So under Gene Key 51, you can become a victim of anxiety. And because you're feeling this anxiety about trying to get out there and hunt for this success or whatever it may be, you can become harsh. You could tend to either be harsh more towards yourself or towards others. Right? So Mars is in 52, line 4. Now 52 is about keeping still. It's about meditating. Before you make this action, okay, you have this triggering event that happened, right? And before you decide on how to react and respond to it, you're supposed to stop, take a moment, go within and meditate first to see what direction you should take, which action you should take. All right? With 52, you become a victim of stress. You're given an assignment or something you need to do. This stressful triggering event happens in your life, and you're undecided on which direction you should take, what action you should take. Okay, so you become stressed out. You're dealing with all of this anxiety because performance anxiety or whatever. Right? And so you either not do anything and you become stuck in the mud, or you tend to overreact and become more harsh. You become harsh on yourself, or you feel that what others are saying to you, you take it as though they're being judgmental and they're being harsh. All right? So the dilemma with Gene Key 52, yes, stay focused. The dilemma with Gene Key 52, with this, when this stress happens, we tend to start breathing more shallowly. And what you need to do is stop take a moment and take a deep breath. Make a decision and then go forth with it. An intuitive decision. Listen to your intuition. It will never steer you wrong. The problem is we get too caught up in our ego. We have someone disagree with us about something, and it becomes a blow to our ego, and it triggers our anxiety, and we tend to take it as a personal attack. All right, so then, which brings me to Saturn being in hexagram 55, line 4. Now, 55 is about abundance. Okay, so it could be spiritual abundance, physical abundance, whatever abundance is to you. All right, so the shadow side of Gene Key 55 is victimization. You tend to play the victim. Once again, we're going to go back to when I was saying you have this stressor event that happens. Somebody gives you some constructive criticism, okay? And your anxiety kicks in. And if you're coming from your ego, you're going to get into your shadow side and start to play the victim. All right? So, you become a victim to drama, because instead of you seeing it as an opportunity to grow and to expand, you see it as though somebody's coming for you. And more than likely that stems from needing external validation from others, because if they come to you with any form of criticism, you feel like your work or your efforts are being invalidated, and then you tend to go into your shadow side, victimization mode, playing, oh, they came for me, they're attacking me, instead of trying to see it with intuitive insight, see it what it really truly is. Maybe somebody was coming to you to help you expand in an area. Shoot, I would love it if somebody would have come into my comments and give me some tips on what I can do to expand my platform. I'm just saying. Okay, and then the next one that we have is Neptune under hexagram 36, line 4. Now, this is the darkening of the light. You're dealing with a crisis, right? You become a victim of vulnerability. You don't tend to not want to open yourself up to this criticism. So you feel like my way is the right way. It's my way or the highway. And if you come and say anything against what I'm doing that I feel is right, then you're an enemy. You're against me. All right? And in this, you begin to become overwhelmed, and you're unable to actually process the information that's being given to you. All right, so it's like you become wounded. It's like somebody hits you dead in your gut. Somebody like shoots you in the stomach, and it could be a fatal wound. Remember, we're dealing with balancing. We're getting to the origin of the imbalance between the masculine and the feminine within, between the yin and the yang. So this shot, it could be the healer. The divine has sent a healer into your life to get to and trigger that point that needs to be, that needs some healing, that needs some love, that needs to be dealt with, because you keep pushing it back to the back. It's in the shadows. You don't want to face it. You don't want to deal with it, because we like to come across as though we're perfect and that nothing is wrong with us and that we do no wrong. Or we tend to not want to look at our shadow side because it makes us feel vulnerable. It hurts. It's painful. Healing is painful. When you go in for surgery, they have to either knock you out or give you something to numb it, because the shock would be too much. The shock of the surgery and all of the pain of removing whatever this cancer, this disease is within, would be too painful for you to be able to bear. All right, so that's all I had from my notes. Let's see if Spirit has to say anything. Is there anything that you want me to tell the collective? Okay, we have healer, trust your intuition, and then we have the goddess Minerva. Okay, so I love how Spirit does this. The goddess Minerva is the goddess of warfare, arts, and crafts. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is you could either be your skill could be healing, you could be an empath, you could be an intuitive, you could be an artist, you could either write, draw, whatever it is, whatever crafts you create. But what's coming to me is this warfare. It's about knowing what battles to fight and which ones to just retreat from. You're not supposed to fight every battle that comes your way. Sometimes what you see as a battle really isn't. It's just a triggering event for your own healing. Because like I said earlier, all of these planets being underlined 4 is about balancing something within yourself and getting to the root of what the issue is. All right, so let's draw a hexagram card real quick, and then I'm gonna close this on out. All right, beloved. What message do you have for the collective? What message do you have me to deliver to the collective? Okay, see, we have hexagram 13, which is fellowship of man. It's dealing with relationships with others. It's a hexagram in the G center, which would be your higher heart. It's about learning how to socialize with others. Let's take it back to the example I had earlier. Somebody comes and gives you constructive criticism. But instead of you taking a moment to meditate and to test the energy, to test the spirit of this being that has come to you with this information, you automatically go into ego, into your shadow side, and become triggered and play the victim instead of following your intuition. All right, and knowing how to receive from your fellow man. All right, well, I think I'm gonna end it right here, guys. Thank you for all your love and support, and hope you have a good one.